Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to explain assignment number 11 of DSFL. This is your last assignment, and in this assignment, you have to implement file handling in C++. Problem statement is, department maintains a student information. The file contains roll number, name, division and address. Write a program to create a sequential file to store and maintain student data. It should allow the user to add, delete information of student, display information of particular student. If record of the student does not exist, in inappropriate messages displayed. If the student record is found, it should display the student details. So particularly in this assignment, you have to create a file which maintain the student information like roll number, name, address, division, and you have to perform the operations like create a file, display the content of file, modify the content in a file, delete particular roll number, and search a particular roll number in a file. The prerequisite for this is you must know the file as a data structure. All of you know the memory hierarchy. There are 4 layers of the memory: secondary memory, main memory, cache memory, and registers. Registers are in the microprocessors. Cache memory is a first level where the data is stored, and from that it is transferred to the registers. Secondary memory is a large memory as compared to the main memory. Its capacity is more. If you compare all these memories in terms of the cost, it is from most expensive to the least expensive. Registers, cache memory, main memory are costlier than the secondary memory, or you can say secondary memory is cheaper. Similarly, in terms of the speed, if you compare, then the secondary memory is the slowest memory and the registers are the fastest memory. So data is brought from secondary memory to main memory, from main memory to cache, and from that it is stored in the registers for access to the processor. So this is the memory hierarchy, and the file data structure is mostly deal with the secondary memory. The data structures that you have studied so far, like linear data structures, stack queue, non-linear data structures, trees, graph, tables, symbol tables, all are stored in the main memory. But there are some limitations of these data structures. Like, it is very difficult to handle the large volume of data. It is difficult to store the input data for future use. It is difficult to store the output data for future use. Some of the input data are in the image form or a text form. So the special data structure which is used is a file data structure. It is also called as an external data structure. The file is a collection of records where each record may contain different fields. The records may be of same or variable sizes. If the file contains the records of the fixed length, same length, then it is called as a fixed length record. If the file contains the records which are varying in size, means some of the fields are present in the record or not. For example, if the student file, roll number, name, age, address, these are suppose the fields of the student record. Some record may contain only the roll number and name. Other record may contain the roll number, name, age and address. So there is a variation in the record size. So that is called as a variable length record. You must know the basic terminologies before going ahead. Let us understand this terminology. Field, basic unit of record which represent meaningful information. For example, roll number, name, branch, address. So these are the basic information or the basic unit of record. Then what is record? Record is a collection of logical related fields about the real world entity. For example, student. employee, book. So these are nothing but the record. Then file. Collection of records is called as a file. Suppose, for example, file of students of IT branch. Then there is a file of student of computer branch. Likewise. Then file organization. It is nothing but the arrangement of records on the disk. That is called as a file organization. There are different types of file organization. Sequential file, random access file, and index file. Then the key field. The field that contains the unique value for each record is called as a key field. For example, roll number. It is unique for every student. Employee ID. It is unique for every employee. So that field is called as a key field. So in short, field is a basic unit of information. Record is a collection of related field. A file is a collection of a record. There should be one key field in your file. Next is the index. The pointer to determine the location of record in a file that satisfies some condition is called as an index. Basic operations. There are certain basic operations that are performed on a file, that is creation. First, the file structure is created. At the time of creation, you are given the name of the file, the position of a file, and the type of file. Then you have to open a file for read or write operation. Then you have to perform the search. You can search a record or a set of record on a particular field which satisfies certain conditions. For example, I want to search the name of student whose roll number is 45. Okay, so that is the search. Insert. Insertion of new record at the specified location. Update. The existing record may be updated. Suppose if the address of particular student is changed, then you can update it or you can modify it by using its roll number. Delete. Any record or set of records may be deleted from a file. For example, if one student is changed the branch from computer to IT, then its record is deleted from one file and it gets added into another file. So I hope you understand the basic terminologies and the basic operations on the file. Then we go for the different file types. There are different types of files like program files, which contain the instructions in high-level language or maybe in assembly language or maybe in machine language. Okay. So these program files are used to process the data. And the data is actually in the text file. The text file contains the data in the form of ASCII codes irrespective of the data types. So if your data is number, even though it is a number, it is stored in the form of ASCII value or ASCII code. Binary files. Binary files are similar to the text files except that allow writing numeric data in a less number of bytes as compared to text file. It provides more efficient way of storage, but we cannot read the data directly from the file. We can read the file only through the programs containing some special commands to read them. So if you want to read a binary file, you must know the command to read them. You can't read that file directly. Okay. So these are the basic file types and mostly we are dealing with the text files. Then the basic operations with the file in C++. Now we are moving towards the implementation of files as a data structure in C++. So there are different streams available in the C++. If stream, OF stream, F stream. These are the three streams available in C++ for the implementation of file. To open a file in C++, an object of appropriate stream is created and then it is associated with the file name. If stream. If you want to read a data from a file, then you have to deal with if stream. EF in short, input file stream. OF means output file stream. F stream means it can be used for both file read and write. Okay, if stream is only for read, OF stream is only for write, and F stream is used for to read a file and to write a data into the file. Using open function, you can open a file. What is the syntax? Stream type. You have to decide the stream type. Okay, first, if stream, OF stream or F stream. Then you have to give the object name. Object name dot open. Open is a function of stream class. So you have to open the file name, comma, opening mode. You have to give the file name as a string and you have to give the opening mode. For example, if I want to open the file for read purpose. Okay, so what I do, I create the object of if stream as F. This is the object of EF stream, input file stream. Then I open the sample file in read mode. These are the opening mode. IOS, that is input standard. Okay, input output standard for in. In means read mode. Out means write mode. In and out, if you want to open the file for input purpose as well as for output purpose, then you have to give a pipe symbol in between and you can open the file in and out mode. If two files are required simultaneously, then create separate streams for handling the separate file. If I deal with the two files at a time, then you have to create the two file object of the string. Then next is file access modes. There are different file access modes. In, out, binary, app, it, trunk, no create and replace. In, it opens the file to read. Out is opens the file to write. Binary means opens the file in binary mode. APP means opens the file and appends all the outputs at the end. So, if you want to append a record in a file, in the existing file, then you have to go for app. ATE, it opens the file and moves the control to the end of the file. Trunk, it removes the data in the existing file. Truncate, trunk means it truncates the file, removes the data in the existing file. No create means opens the file only if it is exist. Don't create it. Replace opens the file only if it does not already exist. There are default open modes. If stream, in, OF stream, out. F stream you can use for in as well as out. Close file. Using a close function, you can close the file. The stream type and object name. Object name dot close. Simply close. Okay, don't pass any arguments to this function. For example, I have created the F as a if stream object and I am just calling F dot close. Suppose if you are not mentioning the F dot close, then what happens? When the program terminates, the file is automatically closed. Then, once you have created a file, the next operation that you want to perform on the file is read and write operation. The data transfer is usually done using these two operators in C++. You know these operators, cout and cin, right? So, these are the standard operators. But if you have a class with 4 data members and want to write all 4 data members from its object directly to a file or vice versa. Suppose if you want to transfer data in the form of object from the file to the object or from object to a file, then what to do? So for that purpose, you have to remember two syntax. One is to write the object data members in a file. That is write operation. The file object dot write. This is the syntax. You have to remember the syntax for write operation. So characters star address of class object, size of class object. So the object is directly write into the file. To read the file's data members into an object, if you want to read the data from a file, then use the read operation. So file object dot read character star address of class object comma size of class object. The syntax is same, just the operation is different. One is write, means you are writing the object into the file, and the second is from the file to the object. Now let us go for the C++ implementation. You have to create a student structure. This is a sample structure. You have to change it while doing the implementations. So integer roll number, character name, that is the string. Then you have to define a class file, student as fstream. So you have to create the fstream objects f and f1, two objects, because I want to deal with the two files. You can create a single also. Then I have to create the file first. So void create is the first function where I have to open the file and add the records. So integer n f dot open. F is the fstream object. Dot open sample is the sample file, data file which is created in the current working directory. I want to write into the file. Means whenever you are creating a file, means what, you are writing the record in a file. So you have to use the access mode as a out. Cout except in cin for I is equal to 0 to n. Now I want to read the roll number and name of the n students. Read it into the object. S is the student object. So you have to read the roll number and name, and it is in the place into the student record. Then write the student object. S is your student object. So character star S. S is the student object. Size of S. So it writes the roll number and name into the file. Then finally close the file. Close the function create. Now next function is display function. Here you are simply displaying the content of a file. So open the file in read mode, because you are reading, you are not writing. So it must be open in a read mode. Display the roll number name. So fread, while fread.char address of S means you want to read the object from a file. You are reading the data from a file and writing in the object. So here object is S. You are writing the data from file to the object. Okay. So this is, you have to close the file every time. Now you want to add a new record. If you want to insert a new record in the existing file, so you have to open the file in a out mode as well as in append mode, both mode, because you want to add a record at the end of the file. So enter the roll number, read it and write the object into the file. So it's very simple. The next is search. I want to search a particular roll number in a file. So open the file in a read mode. Read the file. Compare the input roll number. In text means you are asking the user to enter the roll number. Compare the roll number with the file record. If it is matches, then close the file and return 1 means the record is found. Else, if close the file and the send return 0 means the it is not found. So 1 is found and 0 is not found. So in this video you learn the basic operations in a file, implement it and add one more fields in a student record and execute your program and upload in a Google Classroom. Thank you.